Hello everyone and welcome to another installment of Slammin Synapses. If you're viewing me through YouTube, you'll see a subscribe button up here somewhere. Click on that, keep it up to date with the latest ongoings. If you want to drop me a comment, there's going to be a box below that you can do that. If you have a phone, there's ways of doing that there too, so take advantage of that. This segment's going to be submitted for possible inclusion to the PW Insider family of websites. That's pwinsider.com, pwinsiderelite.com, and pwinsiderextra.com. You can follow them on Facebook at PW Insider or on Twitter at pwinsider.com. Different take here. The Extra site is a wonderful site to go to for all your independent wrestling needs. So usually my segments get thrown in there, and if my segment stays near the top like after a day or two, I'm kind of disappointed because nothing's going on. But if my segment starts moving its way down the charts and off in a day or two times, then I'm happy because something's going on in independent wrestling that's worth checking out. So by all means, it's a great site, like I said, if you want to check out anything that might be going on near you with stars that are up and coming. So without further ado, let's get to the topics that we're going to be talking about today. As of this recording, yesterday, Jerry Lawler had a heart attack on Raw. So my thoughts, my prayers go out to Jerry and his family. Mr. Lawler, getting way too informal here, but my thoughts and prayers go out to Jerry Lawler. Hope everything turns out fine. I hope everything goes okay for him. So I know it's probably going to be a while before we ever see him on Raw again, but he deserves to take the time off to relax and recover from what could have been more fatal than it is. So yeah, my thoughts and prayers go out to him. Thought I saw something horrible. Sorry about that. Second topic. Eventually, I hope to possibly get back to where I am on a computer and could do longer segments, because what I'm about to talk about now, and this is something that I may have to touch on later. As a matter of fact, whenever I do segments, there's always something that I could touch on later. So, yeah, I could go on forever and a day, but WWE is in the process of getting the UWF library from Miss Watts. Now, for those of you that are not familiar with it, UWF, Universal Wrestling Federation, started off as Midsouth Wrestling. It's where you saw guys like Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Ted DiBiase, the Junkyard Dog, the One Man Gang, Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer. Matter of fact, if you were known, you passed through there. Ric Flair passed through there. It's this is one of those days where doing this segment I could go on forever and ever with names and histories, but it's just interesting that they are in the process of getting the library from Miss Watts. Now, the thing that I'm kind of worried about is the same problem that they have with World Class, the same problem that they have with ECW, same problem that they have with some WCW footage, in the fact that it was steeped in some of the lore and the mystique of the show was in the music. And if you heard things like Another One Bites the Dust, you knew Junkyard Dog was coming down. If you heard, what else? If you heard We Are Family, you know it was going to be the Iceman King Parsons. Now, he also had that problem in World Class as well, but it's just part of the whole thing was the music as well. So I kind of wonder I'm kind of afraid as to what's going to happen when they start taking the library and start changing things, start manipulating things. I'd be happy if they said, okay, here's these people that did this music, let's give them a quick cut, and we don't have to cut anything. We don't have to edit anything, just put it out there and call it a day. But it's like, depending on where the music is on the track, because if you ever saw WCW, WWE style, there are times that you have commentary, and then there are times where they have music and the commentary just is not there. There was this is on personal history, back when Columbia House started doing WWE tape, the WWF tapes I should say, there was a tape or two where the sound was on the left channel and the action and basically the background sound was on the right channel. So there's a couple of things that I taped with me doing commentary. Laughing just think about it because it was kind of funny, but But yeah, it's depending on where the channel, where they have the sound on the particular channel, it could be very interesting in terms of how much commentary you're going to hear. Because a lot of times the commentary before the match is just as important as the commentary that was during the match, because it basically gave you some history, gave you some background to say, okay, this is why this was going on, so now here's your match. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how the footage gets handled, because I'm not sure, and I have no knowledge of this, but UWF currently sells their shows on their website right now, and I'm not sure in terms of how complete it is, whether they have to change things in terms of music, whether they have to do some editing, whether it's just straight to the show or not. But if anybody has any UWF DVDs that you got from them, let me know so I can include that on a future segment. But like I said, UWF was one of those federations that was like an NWA Worldwide. It was like a world class. It was very serious and was very professional in terms of its presentation. Never was much into comedy. I mean, granted, there were some comedy segments, and I swear it's like I'm doing an NWA Worldwide segment or a world class segment over again, just with a different federation name in what I'm talking about. But it's like the way the shows were designed and the way they had you on the edge of your seat was just awesome. Like I said, like I said many times before in other segments, you don't see that too often these days. But there's so much history in UWF Mid-South that could add to a more all-inclusive video package if they ever decide to do something. Because I mean, most of us know Hacksaw Jim Duggan as the funny whole character, but there was a time when Hacksaw Jim Duggan kicked people's ass, took people's names, and didn't think twice about it. There was a time when Ted DiBiase wasn't just the $1 Million Man. He was one of the best technicians around. As a matter of fact, he still is. Yeah, people like the JYD, the One Man Gang, Big Bubba Rogers. A lot of people got their start in the UWF. That if UWF wasn't around, who knows where most of these people will be at today. Sting made his way through there. Rick Steiner made his way through there. Rock and Roll Express. Like I said, if you were known, odds are you passed through Mid-South. Odds are you passed through the UWF. And just to see where WWE, if they finally get the rights to the videos, what they're going to do with it. So, it's going to be very interesting. I guess that's going to wrap me up for this segment. Like I said, I hope to get back to a time where I'm able to do longer segments and pretty much expand on certain topics and ideals. Because doing it right now on my phone, I'm only allowed 10 minutes, and anything after that, it just will not record. So, if you like these short segments, fine. If you like my longer segments, I apologize for not having them, but one day, like I said, I hope to get back to them. If you want to drop me a comment, feel free to do so at agurrier@yahoo.com. You can also follow me on Facebook at my name, Albert Gurrier. You could also like my Facebook page, Slammin Synapses. There's no G in there. You could also follow me on Twitter at the same, Slammin Synapses there too. So, for Albert Gurrier, this is Slammin Synapses. Saying so long from ringside. Good night, everybody.